Alright, so after quite a bit of hard work, my dad was over and helped me, and we worked quite late into the night. We now have lights in the camper. About to drill the first hole in the outside for when we're putting on our marker lights. My dad was over, helped me get the marker lights all wired up. Looks a little bit off here, how one is lower than the other, but it's because of the roof rack. We didn't want to mount it above and then have more of a chance of water coming in. But anyway, they're all hooked up, they're working. Now we just need to run the wire to the plug at the rear of the camper, which will plug into the trailer plug on the back of our truck once we load it on. And we also need to run a charging wire from there to just maintain a little bit of charge in the battery for the camper. Today my lights came from Amazon for the interior lights. They're a white LED light. They have a couple different settings. I'll show you once we get them put in. I'm going to go ahead, try and work on that today, and then it's a little brighter and easier to do the rest of the work on the inside. So, see how it goes. Going.
Park!
We're going to the park?
Yes!
What are you going to do at the park?
Cheese!
What are you going to do at the park today?
What park?
Do you want to go on the slide?
Me!
Some swings? Okay, let's go up the windy trail. Ready to go find the park?
Yes!
Okay. Cheese.
What's that name? Cheese.
Are we having a snack at the park?
Yeah.
What are you eating?
Cookie, water.
Where are you eating it?
Park.
In the back of the truck? Can I have a cookie? Can you get me one, Alina? Ooh. Just kidding. This one's all mine. What do you say, Alina? Say 1, 2, 3.
Cheese.
Woohoo! Now Everly's turn.
Hi, Daddy. Try.
Say woohoo! Alright, so after quite a bit of hard work, my dad was over and helped me, and we worked quite late into the night. We now have lights in the camper. So I'm back inside the camper. Currently, we still have artificial lighting. These are my new lights that I got. They're, I don't know, a little thinner than the lights that were in our fifth wheel trailer. They're LED, they got a dimmer knob, and they push on and off as well. Basically, the wires are foolproof. You can hook them up either way, apparently. So we just got to measure off where I'm going to put them. One of the tricky parts, I guess, that I'm learning when you build your own campers, you got to decide where you want your light switches. And if you don't know where your beds are, where your cupboards are, it's making it a little bit tougher. So I think I'll put them in the front. It'll be a kind of temporary placement. We can move them if we decide we want to later. But we'll go ahead, measure off the roof, try and get the lights spaced out. I'm going to put 4 in the back portion here, and I'm going to put 2 up in the front on their own switch. So that way if you're up in the bunk and you want to do some reading, you can turn it on and off with the switch itself on the light while the other switch is left alone. Anyway, I've never hooked these up before. See how it goes. Alright, so after quite a bit of hard work, my dad was over and helped me, and we worked quite late into the night. We now have lights in the camper. So basically we have 4 lights in the main area. They're all on their own switch. We have 2 lights up in the bunk. They're not turned on right now. They're not on a switch, they're on a push button. So basically we don't have to get out of bed, walk back there, turn on the switch, just hit the button, lights on, hold it for about 5 seconds, the light will turn off. Pretty basic setup. Basically we have our battery in the battery box. We still have to vent it to the exterior. We have a battery shut off and a fuse panel. There's still a few things we got to add to the camper. We're going to put a vent fan on the roof. Later in the year, probably in the fall, we're hoping to add a diesel heater, or we may put a wood stove. We haven't decided yet. But for now, we basically want to get this thing on the back of the truck and we want to try it out and see how it works. So we have enough basic wiring to function. Outside, we have a spotlight there, spotlight on this side, and also another spotlight over there. Everly said she wanted a little bit of pink in the camper. Little does she know I'm just using it for a different way. Maybe we'll put some in for her later now that we have it. But right now I'm putting the plates in for how we're going to mount the tie downs. Hard to see here, but there's basically 4 bolts sticking through. And we're going to put this steel plate over top of it. And that's what's going to hold our jack mounts down from the inside, or from the outside, and just kind of spread the load over the inside. They're 8 inches wide, and we're holding them down with spring shackles, and we've separated the steel from the aluminum just with shrink tubing on the outside on the shackles. Wasn't sure if that was going to work, to know exactly where to drill the holes. We got 4 pink dots. We'll drill through some steel and bolt it on, see how it works. Got the holes all drilled in the plate. Let's put it on, get 3 done and 1 more to go. Gonna take a little bit of persuasion, but it's gonna work. Down here laying on the floor of the garage, I'm working away at putting one of our mounts on as to how the jacks are going to attach. I'll swing you around here, give you a closer look. Not a real comfortable spot here. Give you a better idea what we're going to do up on the top. And I got 1 more left to go up on that end. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Pretty glad I can have lights in the camper here now. Don't have a floodlight in here, so thanks a lot, Dad, for all the help. And right now, thunderstorm outside. We're running on 12-volt battery power. No concerns of the power going out here. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.